town hall and on the town's website. Will you stand for invocation, please? Heavenly Father, we thank you for all that you do for us. And God, you said in your word that we should pray for those who lead us. And God, we pray for our leaders of this nation, and we pray for the leaders of our town, Packlet. God, just give us wisdom. You ask us to pray. Now we look for you to give the wisdom that we need to follow you and lead this town. It's in your name we do pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let's pledge allegiance, salute, and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 5, we have a presentation, the Town of Packlet audit by Love Bailey.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we have Foster Hammond with Love Bailey, who's going to come up and present the findings they had.
Get right here.
Yeah, just state your name and who you're with.
Hey, I'm Foster Heeman. I'm with Love Bailey and Associates. I'm just presenting the audit tonight, so hopefully won't be too boring. A lot of numbers, but I gave y'all a handout. It's in that folder. It came with a business card. It says Gary Bailey. I'm actually Foster Heeman. Gary Bailey's my boss. So when I'm through presenting, just go ahead and send him an email and let him know how good I did. I appreciate it. So just overall, the financial statements, I'll just walk you through kind of what we did. So we audited the financial statements. Our results were an unmodified opinion. Our responsibility as the auditor is to provide the opinion, and Packlet's responsibility management is to provide us with the financial statements. So they keep the financial statements and we audit them. They're fully responsible for the financial statements. However, we did issue an unmodified opinion, which that's the best one you can get. Management obviously is responsible for the financial statements, and there were 2 findings. The findings were bank reconciliations and general ledger deficiencies. We had to propose like 12 adjustments. It's kind of typical for a small town, but overall they're doing a great job. As far as the numbers, operating revenues were up to 1.9 million, and operating expenses were 1.7. That was this year, and the operating income was 260,000, which is a positive operating income. That's good. Each of the past 4 years, there's been a positive operating income of 290,000, 488,000, 416,000, and 257,000. Those have all been the operating incomes. 2023 was a low year on the expense front due to the police force issues, and then low on the revenues due to the fines, collections for that, as well as just low on grants. And then you have your major revenues broken out by percentage, which they're really comparable percentage-wise. Obviously, in 2023, the property tax as a percentage was up. That was just because of the grants being down, as well as the charges for STRS. And on that next page, you see the expense breakdown, and that's kind of comparable for a typical town of your size. Is just you have around somewhere between 50 to 60% being payroll, and then the rest kind of just being sub 10 of your insurance, utilities, your repairs and maintenance, and your fuel. So that's pretty typical. Your liquidity is great. You have lots of cash on hand and investments. You have around 7 months cash on hand. That's pretty healthy. We typically suggest to have around 3 months cash on hand, so you're doing good on that front. And then you do have restricted cash, which that's just related to the CDBG grant, as well as the SCDOA grant that you received a few years back. As well as hospitality funds are restricted. Obviously, they're restricted for just tourism purposes. And then your capital outlays, you continue to spend on capital outlay by improving things such as the town hall. It looks nice in here. And then, you bought a police vehicle this year as well. And those are really serviced by the things like ARPA dollars and any other kind of grants, like the Norfolk grant that you received and other state grants that you received this year. And if you've seen that graph, it kind of does look like your capital expenditures are like a little sporadic year to year, but that's actually not the case. It's really more of it just is a representation of the planning and the receipt of grants and just the timing on that. Because capital outlay can kind of look sporadic as far as the spending goes, but it's really just it's really just thoughtfulness on y'all's part. And overall, the town's internal control processes are in place, and they do their job. Obviously, we recommend maybe a little tighter of a monthly end reconciliation process, but otherwise, everything looks great, and the town's overall in a strong financial position. So that's all I have. You got anything?
Thank you.
I do have a question for you.
you.
When you say that there's adjustments made, is there something sent back like this? Do you send something back to Patrick to let us know how to fix that going forward?
Yeah, so on the audit report, the last few pages, there's our findings, and those are our internal control findings, and we listed out like just a couple of things that we found that we recommended a few changes, and that was all. But
Okay.
obviously, we're not management, and we have to remain independent, so we can't like really make any suggestions as far as finances or anything like that, but we do make like management suggestions for internal controls.
Okay, so there's something at the very end about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to citizens' comments. We want to recognize Kim Easler. Can you state your name and your address, please? Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Councilman, and Town Administrator. My name is Kim Easler. I'm a citizen of the Town of Packlet. I live at 121 Elizabeth Street. After following the protocol a private citizen is asked to follow, I have reached the end of the chain, resulting in my appealing to the Town Council tonight. I have a few questions, hopefully, to be answered by the council with reasonable time frame. It is my hope that these questions can be addressed and answers given to me by the end of the month. Question number one, does the Town of Packlet conduct a strategic financial plan to ensure checks and balances that demonstrate due diligence and protect town employees as well as town finances? A strategic financial plan would show past financial trends for the town so that finances can be analyzed when planning for future budgets. Number two, have all town employees been trained, including the town administrator, to fully utilize the Sage accounting software that the town uses to be able to efficiently generate monthly, quarterly, and annual reports? This software has the capability to produce a monthly cash flow report, then a quarterly comparison of your actual budget with the budget that the council adopted, and finally, a comprehensive report at the end of the fiscal year would be easy to audit. Number three, does the Town of Packlet function in accordance with the GAAP, and that is General Accepted Accounting Principles, to demonstrate financial competency? Use of these principles would ensure a favorable, responsible position to assist in grant application and private funding. These principles demonstrate integrity and credibility, making the town attractive to future investors. Number four, since the town is in partnership with a nonprofit organization, Packlet Threads, which receives funds from the town, was this included in our most recent audit? Number five, does the Packlet Threads nonprofit have written internal controls in accordance with GAAP to demonstrate responsible and transparent administration of all funds from private resources and the Town of Packlet? A chart of accounts would eliminate vague reports. Sage software could be utilized for this purpose as well. Number six, will there be a public meeting, a public hearing to release the results of the most recent audit to allow private citizens to view the results of this audit? In conclusion, to grow, we must demonstrate the ability to analyze our financials in exactly the way any good business does. We have a great town with so much potential, and having our financial affairs in order translates to trust in citizens' eyes and any other business considering making large investments. Thank you so much for your attention and your consideration. I respectfully request to have these concerns entered into the meeting records. And lastly, I would like to ask when I can expect to get these answers to these questions. Thank you. I have
Thank you.
copies.
Thank you.
I have copies here of my statement I just read, so
Yes,
if
ma'am.
anybody
Thank
wants
you.
to look at them.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving to item 7, approve the minutes for February 12th, 2026, and February 21st, 2026.
Motion to approve February 12th, 2026 minutes.
I have a second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Motion to approve
Yes.
February 21st, 2026 minutes.
I have a second on that one, too.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? All right. Item number 8, do I have a motion that we leave open session and go into executive session regarding negotiation of lease and contract agreements and legal advice from town attorney?
I make that motion.
All in favor? Can I have a motion that we move from executive session back into open session?
I make that motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. Moving on to department reports. Number 9. I did see one thing on the department reports about Broome High School students wanting to do a project here in town.
Yes, spoke to Councilperson Cooper on that. Do you want to give your comments on that?
Yeah, I went up and looked. We discussed about up at the amphitheater, planting some flowers around the signs, tightening those signs up. But I also did notice up there is obviously trash and stuff like that, which high school kids don't want to pick up trash all day. But there's 2 large holes from stumps that came out, and I would like to see us getting some topsoil there, and they can help do that, shovel the topsoil, move it over to the areas and plant some flowers and just put a little attention on the amphitheater.
And
And that is,
also, we spoke about number 6, that I think that Mr. Cooper, you may be interested in taking my spot on there just for this next.
I will.
Okay.
Also with the, I gotta find it here.
Item 13,
Yes.
Right here on the screen.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, for the spur trails and the trails around, I know there's a lot of discrepancy or unknowns about who owns what land and what right-of-ways are available. We have on here an estimate to have things surveyed. Where would that money come from for the survey?
hospitality funds would be eligible for that.
Okay. I would,
Need to vote on that?
yeah,
If you would add it to an item on the agenda and then vote on it, that's up to y'all.
okay, I would like to add that to today's agenda. Make a motion to add that to today's agenda.
Under new business?
Yes, sir.
Second. Our agenda's not long enough.
And that would be a consideration to approving that $7,500 cost from Palmetto Corp. Under professional services and be paid for through hospitality funds.
So we need to add it to the agenda first and then bring it up for vote after that.
I mean, y'all can bring it up right now if you'd like. You don't have to put it under new business. You can just say right in the middle of the department reports.
Is that's allowed because it's mentioned in the department reports? Doesn't have to be
Typically,
added?
what you would do is put under new business on there. Is what-
Yeah, so we have a motion and a second for that.
Yeah.
To vote on it, to put in new business.
All
You will
in
need to
favor?
have a vote, and you'll need, because it's during a council meeting, it'll have to be a 2/3 vote of council.
Okay.
Do we-
Okay,
Okay,
ask-
all in favor? We have,
I had the second.
Mr. Cooper, and I believe
All right, first.
Mr. Williams.
Mr. Thomas.
Before we move forward, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Do we need to go back and approve the lease for the Hunter for the Hungry?
That's going to be, that's later on in the agenda.
So you want
This
to do
is-
that under new business?
That's already under unfinished business.
Unfinished,
All
yes.
right.
Before we go away from the report, don't skip number 14, please. Will you read that, Patrick? Because I would like, if anyone's just wondering what's happening with that, I think Jamie's been following up on that. You followed up
Yes, I'll
on
read
that.
this out loud. At the last council meeting, and I'll put it up on the screen for everybody to see too. At the last council meeting, a request for solutions for Briarwood Street was made. Public Works has cleared the brush off the road. Code enforcement is addressing the corner visibility with the property owner. We'd send Public Works, but the problem is the trees and stuff are on the property, and we can't put Public Works on someone's property on there. And then the police department has increased patrols in the area to slow traffic. SCDOT has been contacted and stated that the speed limit of the road would have to be dropped to 25 miles per hour or below to be eligible for a speed hump or bump. And they are currently evaluating the road to see if the road warrants a reduction in the speed limit. I asked them also if it would help if the town made some type of resolution requesting them to do that. They have not responded back to me. I'm waiting to hear back. I'll reach back out to Brandon Wilson, the superintendent, again tomorrow and see where he is on things with that.
Awesome. So that.
But it's my understanding, and I think Mr. Cooper has talked to some of the residents out there, that the increased patrols have drastically
Yeah,
changed the
I
situation.
have talked to someone out there, and they said that because that is a neighborhood road, most of the people going up, down that road live in the area, and they're seeing the police presence, and they seem to, that's already starting to help there. But having that drop down to 25 miles an hour is the next step, which will again alleviate that, because there's that straightaway right in the beginning that people get up speed before they come around that corner. So that next step, we're waiting on the state, and I think if we don't hear back from the state soon, that we should contact making a motion to have that speed limit down.
Two items that I want to make sure that y'all address is just selecting a date for the Keep One Spartanburg Beautiful. I believe there was a possibility of the 28th, but that's up, or the,
Yeah, I'd like to do March 28th.
I'm good with that.
and then, okay, so that's the 28th. And I think there was one of the recommendations for the Legacy group to do the amphitheater work up there, and we can get together at another time and kind of discuss more of what you want to have done. Just wanted to give them some type of idea of what they were going to be doing. And then one thing that I didn't put on the administrator's report that I realized is the dumpster day, formerly known as bulk waste day, needs to be determined soon. Typically, that's done in April.
April
so-
18th.
What's that?
April 18th,
Yeah, April
unless
8th.
anyone has any issue with that. Last year was
Yeah,
the
that's-
third Saturday of April.
Okay.
That's right in
So I
line
just
with-
need to know
Yeah.
what that date ends up being so that we can put that on the calendar and start promoting that.
So April 18th, do we want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Unless anyone has any issues with that, we got a group of volunteers though that's available that day.
Nope, I think that thing's great.
We can probably wait on that.
Well, that gives us,
So the 18th?
Yes, sir.
And I'll include the rest of the report in the the minutes, so that'll be available for anybody to see once those are posted.
Patrick, one other thing I wanted to comment on, number 2, it said under short-term rentals that the planning committee recommended denial 5-1. I believe it was 4-1. There was only 5 people at that meeting.
There were only 7, 6, 5. Yeah, so it was 4-1.
It was 4-1.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And that will come to y'all at the next council meeting with that recommendation to deny, but it'll still be on the next council meeting for first reading.
We good to move on? Thank you. Thank you. Going to number 10, Board Commission Committee. Consider a appointment to the Board of Zoning.
I didn't have anybody, I just was giving you all an opportunity to appoint somebody if you had something, but I haven't had anybody that has put in an application or has contacted us saying that they'd be interested in it.
I have someone in mind, I'll ask them though, I don't know. I know they were interested in the planning commission. I don't know if they want to do the BZA, but I'll ask.
Okay.
Okay. Going on to item 11, unfinished business. Consider options regarding the chipper repair replacement. I think we all seen the packet of the prices and the options that's before us.
Yeah, so you've got, the option of the, finally we're able to get back the numbers on there, the $16,000, and that's to replace the engine that's in there. It was not in a state that it could be just repaired. I've got pictures, I've shown some of you guys pictures if you'd like to see them, but there's a hole in the cylinder itself.
I feel like that is probably the best investment we can make is having that repaired. I also feel like the damage was maintenance issue. We need to have better maintenance on our equipment.
I think we talked about it last time though, and you've actually looked at the chipper, yeah? You said everything else looks good, like it's
Yes,
just,
ma'am.
okay, yeah.
And with that, I think there's a 3-year warranty on that engine, correct?
3-year, 3,000 an hour.
It won't hit 3,000 hours.
No.
There's only 3,500 on it now.
I make a motion that we go with replacing the engine
I second.
at $16,621.36.
I second.
All in favor? Thank you. We're moving to item B.
And I'll end up
Actually-
taking that out of the capital account, if that's okay with y'all.
Yeah. I also had one comment on that. I noticed there was a fee if we don't pick it up. So I would suggest we pick it up immediately as soon as they call us that it's ready, because we can, we're getting to, it could be, I think, 500 per month or week or something.
Yeah, I was the one who toted it up there with my truck, which may or may not be
So
ready for that. But
we really need to expedite when it's done to get that
Absolutely.
back immediately.
Okay, item B is considered a resolution approving the lease for 980 Sunny Acres Road, the main Army building, to South Carolina Hunters for the Hungry. Do I have a motion that we go ahead and approve that lease?
I make a motion that we approve the lease for
I second.
All in favor? Thank you.
We're going to pass over that one, is that?
Yeah, we'll pass over that one, right? Yeah, we can do that. Okay. Item D. Consider resolution 2026-02 establishing the council committees.
You're not voting on that.
No action.
Yeah, what, do I have a motion that we accept the establishment of the council
I
committees.
make a motion, we establish the council committees.
I second that.
All in favor? Thank you. Item E, consider a resolution 2026-03 approving addendum of the building inspection service agreement.
I'm gonna motion to approve this with one edit. I'm just gonna remove section 4 and leave the rest the same. And I just wanna make the comment that, you know, this has been a long time coming. I made promises maybe 6 months ago about some reforms for our building inspection department, so this is me keeping those promises. This is the best solution I could come up with right now. So that's where we're at.
Do we have any other discussion on this? Do I have a motion that we approve section, or leaving out section, which one was that? Leaving out section 4.
Yeah, I've made a motion.
I have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay, moving on to,
No, wait a minute.
I'm
You
sorry.
didn't ask, was there any opposed?
Oh, I'm sorry, any opposed? Yes. Okay. Thank you.
So I had 3, did you vote in favor?
Yeah.
Okay,
My bad.
4-2.
Okay, now item number 12, new business. Consider the first reading of ordinance amendment 2026-01 for non-conforming manufactured mobile homes and single-family homes.
This is for owner occupied and only in the case of catastrophic loss, right?
So there are some properties, mobile homes that are only currently allowed in the mobile home district, which is currently on Dogwood Circle. If any,
Right, it makes them not non-conforming.
yeah, any home outside of the area, if it gets struck by lightning or more than 51% damage, they can't put it back because it's a non-conforming use on there. Now, this allows that if they are owner occupied, they can. And it also enables residential properties, single-family residential properties, not mobile homes, that are in non-conforming areas. If their property gets damaged by more than 51%, they can build back in an area where they are non-conforming.
Okay.
I think
that's a pretty, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think that the entire idea is that we're making sure that people don't lose their investments and end up.
Yeah, I agree completely. I'll make a motion to approve.
I
I
second.
second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Item B, consider the first reading of ordinance amendment 2026-0, amendment to section 4.1.9 landscape buffering requirements.
I make a motion to approve that amendment.
I second.
Can I just state one thing before we vote? This is for people to know in our town, this buffer zone is about like what's at King's Asphalt, something on that ordinance, you know, and for that example, for people to see. Something like that is what we're talking about.
So what this does is any heavy industrial property.
Yes, sir.
Has to have at least a 6-foot berm around the property with trees on top of it every 30 feet. For some reason, this was missed when the zoning ordinance was passed, and we realized this while we were looking at the new quarry project and realized that there was that discrepancy. Now, the new quarry is building it the way the town wants them to be because they're going above and beyond.
Yes, sir. Okay.
But this is to correct it for any future heavy industrial property.
Right. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Moving on to item D. Consider Resolution 2026-05. Adopt goals and priorities for the town.
We have to do C.
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped C, I went to D. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Item C, consider the first reading of ordinance amendment 2026-2 to modify the C1 transitional commercial district regulations.
The main difference on this is we're making restaurants conditional. Is that
So-
the main thing?
Right, there are properties that are adjacent to residentials that are commercially built, and this is to enable them to be built as commercial. The problem is C2 and C1 were very closely made, so C1, to differentiate it more, you can do, maybe I should pull it up. But the only issue that I think we've heard from the residents in some of the areas is they didn't want to have the restaurant be an automatic use on there. That a restaurant in a residential area should first go before the Board of Zoning Appeals along with a public hearing. So it's a compromise on there so that the residents have an opportunity to weigh in on that. But any other type of retail would be. There's certain types of retail that work better with this section here. Let's see if I can find it.
A motion to approve this amendment.
I second that.
Any discussion on it? Any further? Okay, all in favor? We have any opposed? Okay, now we go to item D, consider resolution 2026-05, adopting goals and priorities for the town of Packlet for the fiscal year 2027.
I make a motion we adopt the goals, priorities for the town of Packlet for fiscal year 2027.
I second.
I do have a question. Do we have like a way that we check in throughout the year? We just check in yearly completely?
All I have to do is ask. I'll do my best to try to get you, a lot of it will come up in the administrator's reports on there, but I would highly encourage you to ask and make sure and check with me to see where we are with that, and if there's any stumbling blocks that we're running into, that I report that to you so you are fully transparent on where we are with this, so that you're not surprised and come to the next retreat and find out then.
And as far as the way we set up the committees, that could be a check-in as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's kind of the design of that is with the committees, what I wanted to do is set it up so that y'all were much more involved and much more understanding of what's happening, so we don't come to a council meeting and I'm having to go through a lot of explanation that y'all understood this throughout the whole process.
I would like to add that I think we did a good job of making some obtainable goals. I know sometimes they don't look obtainable, but some things even on here on our must-do, should-do, and could-do are actually already in motion, and I think we need to be diligent to keep up on them and make sure we're staying on task.
If you'd like, and this is just some more transparency, is we can post this on our website.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think so.
Yes.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Moving on to E. Discuss updates of the municipal code Civic Plus project approved May 1 of 2025.
Just provided an update for you guys in there. We are right on schedule. It's a total of an 18-month process from beginning to end. And we are working with them. And if you'll see the timeline that's on here, and I'll share this so the public can see this as well. But we are right on timeline with them. We're actually reaching out to them more than sometimes we're getting some of the response back. So I think we're moving along well. We're finally transitioning into the next phase of this. But this will be a great opportunity. So what they'll do is they'll take your entire, for some of y'all who may not have been here for this, is Muni Code will take all of your existing ordinances, they'll cross-reference them with each other, verify that there's none of them that contradict each other or contradict state laws that are out there. And then they're going to provide a list of some potential suggestions for y'all to change based on state law and based on federal law and based on potential conflicts within the ordinances themselves. And then once all of that's approved, it goes on their website for anybody to look at. It's very well referenced on there. Anytime y'all pass a new ordinance, I send that to them. It automatically gets uploaded to their website as a link on there. And I've got to look back and see if it's either twice a year or 3 times a year. They will then take everything that we have sent them over the past several months and codify it into the actual ordinance format.
Can we make sure that this is, I don't know where you want to, on the website or in the minutes or somewhere, that it's not just on the screen, that if the public wants to come back and look at exactly what they're doing, they can read through it, either on the website or in our minutes, or...
If you'd like, I can include this memo into the minutes for...
Yes, will you please? That way it's available if anybody's wondering what that process looked like.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Do I have a motion we update the Mimosa Code or Municipal Code?
Yeah, do you need it for the minutes? You need a motion for the minutes?
This was just if you just tell me that you want to put it into the
okay.
minutes, it'll be put into the minutes.
Yes, sir.
This is just FYI.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, thank you.
Okay, F, discussion of Municipal Code Section 4.7, running at large prohibited.
Okay, so I put this on the agenda because I've had multiple things happen in my district as far as animals at large. We have a huge dog problem. It's not just my district. I know this is town-wide. I've had chickens being on other people's property. I mean, there's several things, and right now we're relying on our police force to do that. And I think that, first of all, they're not equipped to deal with capturing dogs. We don't have all the back that we need to that. And I know we're gonna have discussions, I think, with the county, with Mr. Abbott and everything about finding ways to help us with that. But another thing I would like council to consider is that there is a bite in this ordinance. So, you get the section 1-14 comes with a $500 misdemeanor and a fine. But I'm wondering if we can't even aid the police force and the enforcers at this point. I'd like us to look into where we put in language that if it is a repeat offender, it is an aggressive animal, it is wreaking havoc, that they would have to surrender the animal so that it can't continuously be a repeat problem. Because there was an incident, and this was before the police the force that was there, the dog attacked another dog. And we had to try to fight that dog off the dog because it was an elderly lady that couldn't get that dog off her dog. And later came to be that dog mauled a child. So it was already established that this dog was violent, and there was nothing done. They put the dog in the car and literally drove out of the county. And then, like I said, they turned around. We need something. We need something. And this, that could be part of the committee stuff with the public safety, but I want something so that we can prevent further problems when there's already been. If there's an owner that consistently is just not keeping their aggressive animals up, can we put something in here that says you have to surrender your animal, because we've been called out here this many times. I don't know if anyone wants to do that or not, but.
Do we have a process now that we are, like in that situation, are we trapping the animal and taking it to anywhere, or are we just?
They can't. The police don't have the equipment to do it. And then from my understanding is, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is what Chief Haas told me, that you have to have like a veterinarian that would come out if you did that. You would have to have somewhere that is like registered to take animals to shelter them. We couldn't just like put them at the police department. So we need to enable them better is what my thinking is, that we need to enable it where we're not, I think he may have even said that there's been more calls about dogs at some points than there's actual people. So we don't want them to have to continually repeat going out and just, this has become a known problem. It's time for you to surrender these animals, because they can surrender them, if I'm correct, to the county. But the county can't force them to surrender them because they're not in town limits. The county's the county. So I would really like us to look for ways to better solve that. I mean, I'm not asking for a vote, I'm just saying, please, can we find some way that these animals that are being aggressive are actually being taken care of?
What we're looking at doing right now is having a conversation with Paul Abbott. And the reason for that is every resident in the town of Packlet pays county taxes. And part of those county taxes are animal control. But for some reason, the towns are not getting that level of care. And to me, I never like to speak bad of the county because we have a great relationship with Cole Alverson and Paul and others that are up there. But I've never really completely understood why residents who pay taxes to the county for this service don't get this service. And that's what we're going to find out in our conversation.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I
I
have.
think that's something you need to keep us advised on too, because it's not just on the Mill Village, it's in all of our little communities around town that we have issues with cats, feral cats, coon dogs. And I've got nothing against coon dogs, I love to hunt myself, but when it becomes a nuisance to your neighbors and you have 100 complaints a year, something has to be done. So please let us know how that goes with Mr. Abbott in Spartanburg County.
Yes, sir.
Council, mayor, comments. Ms. Walker?
We have that one added, agenda item.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a motion that we spend the funds for the survey.
Have a second?
I will second it.
All in favor? Any
Need to
opposed?
advise Ms. Gilbert as to what survey he's referring to? Okay, you got it? All right.
She's on the line.
Yeah, she's,
One thing that, if Mr. Frost wants to speak on this was something that he and I have been talking about for a while, is once you get that survey, you put that survey out, and then you can kind of figure out, because it hasn't been a rail for at least 45 years. And once you kind of put that orange tape out there and look like something's happening, then, the town may see some pushback, but at least we can know if there's pushback at that point.
okay. You have anything, Ms. Walker?
No comment.
And just for the record, that money will be coming from hospitality.
Mr. Thomas?
I have a comment. We have a park cleanup planned for this Saturday at 11 a.m. So if you want to come out to the new Packlet Station Park and help clean up and eat some burgers and toss a ball around and meet your neighbors, it's going to be beautiful weather, I hope. Please join us. That's all I got.
Mr. Jamie?
Yes, I would like to say about the Benjamin Mays Center has a veterans program, and they're really looking for veterans to sign up, and it's important for their funding by their numbers they have. And it's not just veterans that need help. We need every veteran to get there and sign up. You might need help down the line at some point, but just we know there's a lot of veterans in the community, and we need to get those numbers down there, and just to help them, because as we know, Benjamin Mays is doing good things, and the town really supports them, but with the veterans, they're really looking for help right now.
Mr. Brackens?
I'm good, thank you.
Shante?
I'm good.
I just want to say, I'm new at this, but I like this town a lot. Been here all my life. I want to be transparent just as much as possible. You can always get in touch with me if you need to. don't call all the time blessing me out, but it's a pleasure to serve here. And like I say, I'm trying my best, and I'll get better as time goes. And do I have a motion that we close this meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Amen. That's it. Thank you. You're doing a good job.